All right, let's say you have an intrusive thought. You have one specific thought that just keeps coming up over and over and over and over and over again. Maybe it's a regret. Maybe it is a fear. Maybe it's a doubt. It is some sort of negative thought that is holding you back from success in life. I want you to imagine that thought right now. Maybe it's, fuck, I failed college and dropped out. I can't be successful. Man, I messed this up real bad. Maybe the thought is, what if I talk to that person and they hate me? Maybe it's, I'm afraid of being rejected. What is that thought? What is that one thought that keeps coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back? What is that thought? What is that thought for you? All right, so we're going to take a second, and I want you to imagine that thought. When you're about to do something, you have this thought, and you freeze. I don't have a college degree. No one's going to want to hire me. I have a stutter. Yeah, but I have a stutter. Oh yeah, I have a lazy eye. I have one arm. I can't do that. What is that one thought that keeps coming into your mind, okay? So let's get really clear, because every single person watching this video has a unique thought. What is it? Maybe, oh man, I'm so in debt. What is that thought that's holding you back, okay? And the way we get over that is this. I like myself the way I am. I'm satisfied with who I am. I am perfect the way I am. That thought that tells me that I'm not good enough, I like that thought and I accept it. It's part of who I am. That negative thought that is holding me back is part of who I am. And instead of resisting it or disliking that thought, instead of resisting or disliking that thing that I did in the past, I realized that that thing made me who I am, and it gave me some perspective that other people don't have. It gave me a different view of the world. Maybe that mess up was designed to humble me, so I don't think of myself as better than people, and I can have more empathy for them, and I can connect with them better. Maybe that fear is something that if I didn't have, it would be harder for me to connect with others, because maybe my calling and my purpose in life is to help others deal with fear. Maybe I'm ashamed of something. Maybe I deal with shame. You know what? I accept that I did something that I'm ashamed of. And I don't want to share it, because there's other people out there that have done the same thing and are dealing with the same thing, and that makes us human. You know what? My best friend, my future wife, spouse, partner, maybe that person's dealing with insecurity as well. And the fact that I have it gives me a unique opportunity to build a connection with them that a super confident personality type wouldn't be able to have. Maybe that builds a intimate bond and lifelong partnership because we both share the insecurity that we have. And by me having the confidence to be vulnerable about my insecurity, I give them permission to be vulnerable as well, and it builds a connection. The point of this video here is to understand that you're good enough. You're created in the image of God. If you look at the Bible, whether you believe in it or not, let's just be real here. There's stories of people that succeeded in life. And you know what's crazy about every single one of them? They all had something wrong with them. They all had something wrong with them, which is interesting. Normally, when we think about people that are super successful, we like to highlight all the good things about them, but not in the Bible. They all have something wrong with them, and which is awesome because you have something wrong with you too. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you have something wrong with you because it helps you relate to others. By having something wrong with you, you may find that you actually don't have anything wrong with you. You were put in specific situations and specific scenarios. You have a specific biology, a specific psychology, a specific mindset, a specific pattern of bad behavior. That makes you human, and you're perfect the way you are. If you just acknowledge this, if you acknowledge that this is the case, if you accept it, your ego is like, no, don't accept that. Don't accept that. Don't, you can be better. You're perfect. If you acknowledge that you fucked it up there, you're no longer perfect and I die. That's what your ego is saying. But you are good enough the way you are. Now, in no way am I encouraging you to continue to make bad decisions and just go all crazy, but we need to just come to an understanding that you are good enough the way you are. And once you understand that everything about you, the good and the bad, if you think about that yin and yang symbol, it all comes together and makes you complete. And those stumbling blocks that you have, the stumbling blocks that you have are stepping stones that you are going to use to help others. All right, maybe that recurring thought. Let's get back to that recurring thought. What is that recurring thought? It's something that your ego is telling you, and you're sitting there saying, I don't like that thought. You know what? I want you to change your mindset and just say, I do like that thought. I love that thought. I want to have this thought all the time. I accept this thought. This thought is part of me. And sometimes you got to resist. Sometimes you got to ignore. Sometimes you have a thought and you just ignore it. That works for me a lot of the time. But I realized recently that other people, when I gave advice to a friend who said that when he tries to ignore, I said, dude, you don't have to listen to that thought. That thought keeps coming into your brain. You can just say, dude, I'm not fucking listening to you, thought. And I was trying to educate him on the idea, which works for me, that you can just ignore a thought. You are not a slave to that thought. You can just say, you know what, I'm not thinking that thought. But that was not working for him. It was actually making the problem worse, which made me realize that you need to accept the thought. That in that specific scenario, the thought is something that is bad, that you don't like about yourself. It's that devil on your shoulder saying, hey, remember this? Remember how you have crippling depression? Instead of fighting or ignoring, you would need to acknowledge and accept it. Once you acknowledge and accept it and see the good in it, you can move on and have a better life. If this video helped you, share it with a friend. If this video did not help you, comment something negative so I can read it later and feel really insecure about myself. Have a wonderful day, guys.